Hello. Okay, am I live? Hey everybody. I am live. I got so many messages from you guys to react to Autumn and Donald's episode on BODi. And hi, welcome. I did not schedule or give anyone advance notice that I was going live, so I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes. I was trying to do what Julie Joe does. Can you guys hear me okay? I'm in a new location, and so it is more echoey, but I have my microphone. So hopefully you could hear me okay. I guess I have like a place to set my microphone down. Is that better or worse? I don't know. Let me know. I want to do what Julie Joe does and have a countdown video. And I was trying to figure out how to do it. I think I figured out how to do it on Canva, but I ended up spending a lot more time than I wanted to on that. And then trying to figure out how to connect it to everything was too much technology for me today. I'm like, we're going live. So hi everybody. I am so excited you're here. And this is my vamping. If you're catching the replay, you can skip forward a couple of minutes. I'm going to just give people a couple of minutes to get on. Once we have a few people, we'll start the next portion. So I'm actually going to get the Autumn and Donald podcast up. So everything is perfect podcast. There we go. Okay.
We got a lot of alcohol.
Oh, okay. So the other thing is when I play them, I mute myself, right? You guys know how to use microphones. So we'll have to make sure that you can hear Autumn and Donald when it's their turn. So what did we decide we liked last time? This one? I think that was the one we liked. So can you hear me okay? Okay. Someone who has never been in an MLM, what do you think is the hardest part of being involved? I think the hardest part of being involved in an MLM is the ever-changing goalposts and feeling like there's something wrong with you when you're not getting the results that you want. That's my opinion on that. Let me know, you guys, what you think. Okay. Oh my gosh, it's so weird. My YouTube is suggesting me to myself. So it'll be if you're watching YouTube, it'll put me on one of those videos on the side. Okay. And then I see how I'm there on the side? And now I'm going to keep getting Autumn and Donald suggested to me. So I don't even know who that dude is. Producer points? I don't even know. Theater mode. There we go. Okay. All right, everybody. Yes, the mental gymnastics. So when you leave an MLM, you definitely have a lot to recover from. I actually just edited a video that I scheduled to post on Tuesday where I talk about how it's not just the financial stuff you have to recover from. It's the mental and emotional stuff too. So, all right, let's just get into this. If you guys can pop on and let's hear your comments along the way. I am wondering, Autumn's obviously still employed with Beachbody. Donald was never, well, he was employed technically because he was a cast member of 80 Day Obsession and the 21 Day Fix real-time redo. So he was probably an independent contractor for those too. Don't you guys think he'd be an independent contractor? And then, yeah, then he was a coach. So, okay, let me know if you guys can hear this.
leftover. We need another party.
Yeah, we might drink a little after this.
This is the one we should have pulled it out for. It is the episode you guys have all been asking for, the most requested one since we announced that we were doing this podcast. What happened to BODi?
When I know it's time to focus, I just be aligned.
Hi.
Hey, boo.
Hi, boo. Welcome back. First episode of being 40.
I know. I don't look a day over
You don't.
39.
You look
Just a couple days
fantastic.
over. Thank you. I feel amazing. Like, we just had my 40th birthday. It's not what we're here to talk about today, but it was the most amazing birthday I've ever had. You threw it for me, and it was just next level.
We party like rock stars.
We sure did.
I sure did pay that price. Let me tell you, the
It's like,
next
oh.
day.
Okay. I don't know if I need to mute my mic when I play them or not. I don't know if technology is smart enough, but I did cover Autumn's party that she threw for Donald and how almost no one from Beachbody was there. So
Oh.
I was screaming the whole time. I'm like, was I just literally screaming at the top of my lungs to everyone? Because the next day I was like, oh, I can barely speak.
No, seriously, I had like no voice. I felt like somebody took 2x4s to my legs. I was like, I haven't moved my hips like that in a hot second.
I got in the hot tub last night. I was like, oh, I need a soak. Somebody bring me some Epsom salt fast.
Stat. We got a lot of alcohol left over. We need another party.
Yeah, we might drink a little after this.
This is the one we should have pulled it out for.
Seriously.
It is the episode you guys have all.
okay, that other one I didn't mute my mic for, so I don't know if there's a sound difference. If you guys let me know, I'm going to answer Carly's question. I mean, it's hard to tell like how much of the friendships are real because obviously Autumn and Kat were like best friends for 12 years and now they're like mortal enemies. But I think their podcast is not doing well, and I actually think that this episode is a stunt to drive more people to their podcast because people don't really care about them outside of Beachbody. I know that sounds mean, but they don't have enough celebrity outside of Beachbody to be getting people interested. And Beachbody had been declining for a while. That's why they went affiliate. So I think that they did this podcast as a publicity stunt because they're like, oh, people want to hear like the tea on Beachbody. That's my opinion.
All been asking for, the most requested one since we announced that we were doing this podcast. What happened to BODi?
Yeah.
We haven't talked about it. It's been like 9 months since the shift happened, since the change happened. I've avoided it like the plague.
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead.
Well, yeah. For me, it's like, I know that it was something that so many people had so many different emotions about. And for the first several months, there were a lot of moving parts to that. And so a mix of trying to be respectful, and I'm a chronic people pleaser. So I never want to say anything that's really going to upset anyone. And so that's part of the reason I didn't really say a lot. I did on my social media right away just to encourage and remind people that I'm still here. The faces you've connected with are still here, because a lot of people immediately were just very unsure what was going to happen. So
Yeah.
let's get into what happened.
Yeah.
At least, and it's our perspective and our experience.
Yes.
We don't have some written statement from BODi or something like that.
No, or anybody else. But
Right.
I will say for me, there was just when the shift happened and the announcement came, God, there were so many there were so many emotions all at once and so many moving parts all at once that, like, you know me, I'm not I must stuff it down and get the job done. And it was like I was about to launch Velvet Hall. Like I had literally just.
For those of you who don't know, we know from Christina Delgado's social media, Christina Delgado was in the cast of Velvet Hall, and she said that they did the announcement like the day that they wrapped Velvet Hall, like basically at the wrap party, which is so rude. I'm like, so rude. I think we actually, oh, no, that's not it. That's not big enough. I think we had it that way last time, though, didn't we? Yes, this is the way we had it. So you can have my face bigger, react to things. Also, I am wearing my Very Hungry Caterpillar earrings because the Very Hungry Caterpillar eats a lot of things that are not 21 Day Fix approved. So it's my little rebellion there. All right, let's see. Let's hope they get into some tea right away.
Come off set. So I think for me, there was no time to truly process shifts and changes and everything, the implications that it was about to have. So I needed a minute.
So you literally just got off set?
When I say just got off set, the announcement came 2 hours after we wrapped.
Wow.
I walked into my kitchen. I didn't, I had no idea an announcement about anything like had been made. And I was wondering where my background cast was because they were coming over too.
Do you guys think that's true? Do you guys think that Autumn got the announcement at the same time as Christina and Aaron? Because allegedly, Autumn is with Carl, or was. I don't know the current status of their relationship, but I have to say allegedly, but it's like an open secret. So you really think like Autumn was as shocked as everyone else? I'm a little skeptical. Let me know in the comments if you think Autumn actually didn't know ahead of time and she's just acting like it now to cover her booty.
And I'm like texting and calling, like, where are you guys? And it was hysteria of like, there's a video out, this announcement just happened. And I'm like, wait, what? What are you talking about? Like, huh?
Mm-hmm. So, and I just got to say, as someone who has been in several programs, the day that you wrap is like a celebration. It's like, we did that. You feel accomplished. You feel like you can conquer the world. You're ready to take this product you just finished creating and present it to everyone, help all these people. You're on cloud 9. So I can only imagine. I wasn't in Belvatol. I tried, but I didn't fit. I'm just kidding. For women's hormones. Yeah, I was like, I'm sure I can find a way. But I can only imagine. So let me ask you, because I get that you didn't know that announcement was coming at that moment. People see you really as like the queen of Beachbody, now BODi. Did you know it was happening and you just didn't know when? Like, were you surprised just that it happened that day, or did you actually not know that it was going to happen?
I had no clue it was happening. Like, zero. And this is something that people keep saying, like, Autumn knew. It's insane. There's a million reasons. Like, I had no idea that the Coach Network was going away. Here's what I will say. I know that it had been being talked about, whether or not we were keeping the Coach Network or it was going to get moved to an affiliate model. We had this thing called the PAB, the Partner Advisory Board. So there's 10 partners that sit on this board. It rotates every 2 years. They're selected based on their involvement in the company. And it's those 10 partners who kind of represent all the other partners.
It's top people. It's like top 10, top of the pyramid people. So they don't represent everybody else.
And then the like corporate. So CEO, head of the partner network, things like that. There are no trainers on that board. We have never been invited to sit in those meetings at all. Those people, they know way more about what's going on in the company than any trainer does. And it had been being discussed in those meetings.
Okay.
I know that because I know people that were on the PAB. But no, I had no clue. Like, let me just say this. I'm a pretty smart business.
Okay, so somebody's lying here. Somebody's lying because every single partner in Beachbody, every top partner said they were completely blindsided by the announcement. And so those 10 people that are on the partner advisory board. I keep wanting to call it the CAB, the coach advisory board, because I left Beachbody before they switched the term from coach to partner, but I am aware of what it is. And Amy was on it at one point, even though she acts like she was not one of the favored people in Beachbody. She also, they're all such liars that I'm like, okay, so were all these people blindsided completely, or was Autumn blindsided completely, or were they actually talking about it in these PAB meetings? Like, you can't have it both ways. They all said they were blindsided, but did they know it was a possibility and they were talking about it in the PAB meetings? Because all the ones I've covered, and they've all been top people, they said they were completely blindsided. So somebody's lying here, and it could be everyone, because these people are all just the most dishonest people.
What?
Mm-hmm.
I would have made, like, okay, let me be blunt. I got fucked 7 ways from Sunday on the launch of Belvital because the Coach Network went away.
Yeah.
I would have changed.
That's true. That's true. Oh my gosh. I don't know about like the F word on YouTube. I don't know if this will end up getting age restricted, but yeah, I have said that in my videos too, that Belvital launch tanked because they got rid of the Coach Network, and the only people buying into this were people in an MLM. So if they can't make money off of it and make money off of their entire downline buying it, they're not going to buy it. They all went to like Shackley and Make Wellness and all these other things, and they said that fixed their hormones. So I'm actually surprised she was that honest, which is like, are you still with Carl? Like, if you're being that honest about how it screwed you over. She did get screwed over with the Belvital launch because, yeah, people were not buying it because once they got rid of the Coach Network.
So many things. If I would have known
That announcement was going to happen.
That was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, we're a public company. They would
Right.
never in a million years take that risk of telling me, because even if I hinted at something, it could have been disastrous for everybody.
And you, like myself too, maybe if you're listening, you might not know that I was a BODi partner before I ever met Autumn. So outside of just being a cast member, I was a part of the partner network, and a part of the partner network that I think represents a little bit more of the masses. Even though I was friends with people who were very high up in it, I was never that. I never was that high up in my ranking as a partner. But you were friends with so many partners, so you would have been, and thinking of it now, like the worst person to tell, because you would have been thinking the desire to tell your friends, even if, but yeah.
Like, how would I get through filming?
Yeah.
With 2 people I care very much about, having that information in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
This whole first part seems like an Autumn defense. Like, she has been planning. This is all my opinion. It feels like she has been planning her defense, because I'm sure part of the reason why there was a falling out in the frenemy group was that the frenemies felt betrayed by Autumn, because Autumn's like definitely part of like BODi corporate and allegedly with Carl. I'm like, this seems a little bit like the lady doth protest too much. Let me know in your comments. Do you think Autumn knew? Do you think Autumn didn't know? Because she's trying so hard to build her case for like, I didn't know. Here are all the reasons I didn't know. How could I know and still film Belvital? How could I know and like not tell anybody? Obviously, they wouldn't tell me because I'm too big of a risk. And like Donald's in on it, and they're like trying to build up this like, of course Autumn didn't know. You're trying too hard. It's making me think she did know. Like, the more you talk, the more I think she did know.
Here's what I can tell you. Here's what I did know. About a month earlier, I had gotten a call from legal, and we, like trainers, we had ambassador contracts. So like that, like they have to do with how we like sell like our supplements and things like that, and how often they'll request reels for us that they might boost into ads and things like that. So I got a call, and that I was losing that come December. So I think that call came maybe end of July, beginning of August, that my ambassador contract was going to go away in December. The ambassador contract is the only guaranteed money we have
As trainers.
So a lot of us trainers rely on that because we have no clue what our paychecks are going to be month to month. None. Because it's based on something called qualified views. So how many people are working out to your programs, how many people are buying your programs, how many partners are selling your programs. There's no way for them to give us any kind of midway, mid-month, anything. So aside.
So that's really interesting, actually. This is actually some interesting tea. So Beachbody is like a streaming platform. I wonder if they did this when it was DVDs. I guess they're probably not going to be able to tell that. But I always assumed that like Netflix, like if you pitch a show to Netflix and they pick it up, like you sign a contract for a certain amount of money. And, you know, if it does really well, if it gets a lot of streams that first season, then you maybe have a contract for season 2, or maybe you lock in a several year contract. And I know in like TV shows, like the contracts will run out after like 5 years and the whole cast can renegotiate and stuff. But obviously they have unions. So it makes me wonder if like I'm sorry if you guys don't think that's interesting. I think this is really interesting. Like, do these Beachbody trainers are not like part of SAG? They're not like, I guess they're not considered like screen actors, even though they're like making videos. It's like not, maybe it doesn't count because it's not like acting. There's some performing involved. But anyway, that's really interesting that Beachbody has it set up that like they can contract Autumn to create a new program, but like they don't tell her what she's gonna make. They don't pay her oh, we're gonna give you like $100,000 to make this program. It's like, you make this program and depending on how it does, we'll give you however X amount of money per like 1,000 streams or something. So it's kind of like YouTube AdSense, like you get paid for like the amount of views. That seems wild for like a professional trainer, like creating a whole program for you. As much as I don't think Belle Vitale is a good program or is a good idea and is terribly out of Autumn's lane, I still think like in general, the super trainers should get paid like a set rate for the hours that they put into creating a program and filming it. Like, that's just me. I don't know. Like, you guys know that I'm very socialist. So I'm like always going to be on the side of the worker over the corporation, even though I don't like Autumn personally. But I think that's interesting that Beachbody has it set up this way. Like, Carl really set it up that he can make the most money no matter what, and he can screw over like everybody else. I wonder if she's still with him.
Aside from like that ambassador contract, I can tell you my paychecks have fluctuated drastically in the last year and a half. And by fluctuated, I just mean declined. Unfortunately. And by the way, this isn't me knocking BODi. Like, I absolutely love the company. There's nowhere else I'd rather be. This is just a part of business.
Yeah.
And the fitness industry has changed drastically in the last 4 years. But so, like, I'm literally trembling on the inside just trying to have this conversation. So I knew I was losing my ambassador contract, which was...
So there says subscribe now. Also subscribe to me. Hi. I have like, I passed 1,300 subscribers like this week, which is very exciting. So if you haven't yet, be sure to lick the stream, leave a comment, and subscribe if you're not subscribed. And the video I have coming out Tuesday is really fun. We have a Monate Hun, and she is just gaslighting the crap out of you for thinking it's a pyramid scheme. So it's really fun. I laughed a lot when I was filming that, and it'll be a fun one to watch. I had fun when I was editing it yesterday. It was fun, Bethany. But I think this is so interesting, this little dance that she's trying to do, where she's like, I think she's trying to redeem herself in the eyes of all of the partners that she lost those friendships with for whatever reasons. We'll never know like the full tea on that. She's also not trying to alienate BODi, the company, because her alleged boyfriend is the CEO, and that's still her primary job besides being an influencer, because if you watch her Instagram stories, she is shilling something every other story, including like a meal kit, or maybe not a meal kit service, but like a one of those, you know how there's like the meat one and like the seafood one. She's shilling like a bread one. Bread, Autumn Calabrese, gluten-free queen, like very little to no carbs, is shilling like, oh, we love this bread, and you can just like the dough. I guess you get the dough and then you bake it. Like it's like a meal kit, like a HelloFresh, but it's just dough and it's like rolls or bread or different bread stuffs. And I'm like, really? So yeah, I definitely believe her Beachbody paychecks have declined, but this is just an interesting dance. She's like trying to play both sides.
A chunk of money.
Mm-hmm.
I also had been told that layoffs were coming again, that another round of layoffs would happen after filming. And that was really devastating for me because I love the people I work with. And I didn't know who, like they wouldn't tell me who, they just told me another round was going to happen. And that was so hard because it's like, that was the one thing that was hard on wrap day, because I was like, I know at some point there's going to be an announcement. I didn't know it was going to be on wrap day, but I knew it was going to be sometime soon after that layoffs would happen. And so it was like, as I'm leaving, I know I might not see these people again.
And you're talking about like not the
partners. No,
Yeah,
I'm
you're
talking about
the
like
crew. Yeah.
crew, product development, things like that. Like I didn't know who. I just knew a round of corporate layoffs were going to happen again. Mm-hmm. And that alone was hard.
Right.
To be like working with everybody every day and just being like, God, this sucks. Mm-hmm. And it's just a part of business right now. Like it sucks. But no, I had zero fucking clue that the Coach Network was going to go away. And I actually did end up sitting down with Carl like a week later and being like, why didn't you tell me? Mm-hmm. And he was like, I couldn't. That legally I could not tell you. And I'm like, okay, but like I had two people in the cast, and this is not me talking bad about anybody. This is me saying I would have looked to protect everybody from every angle possible. Like, why did we put background cast behind me? Like, did you guys know you were going to do it that day? Like, oh my God, come on. Like at that point, why didn't you just tell me we couldn't afford background cast? And it was like,
yeah, Autumn still has 1 million followers. I'm not going to out anybody, but you know how when you look on Instagram at somebody and it shows followed by, you know, people that like your mutuals, a lot of them are like fellow anti-MLM people and people that were like, did Beachbody with me. Like they were on my team in my downline. They've left. They're not actively, like they're not engaged with Autumn at all. So, you know, it's one of those things where you don't bother unfollowing someone. You just don't really engage with their stuff anymore. So how many engaged followers she has, I'm not sure. Let's see. She has a reel with Donald. It has like 1,600 likes and 47 comments. So, yeah, I mean, 2,000 to 3,000 likes. Oh, some of them. The one where they're advertising BODi has 501 comments on it. So, yeah. Anyway, that's yeah. Let's just keep going. I find this really interesting. I don't know. I obviously like she could be telling the truth, and it's definitely possible that like Carl literally couldn't tell her, but like based on vibes, this whole thing is giving me the feeling of like she knew and she is like covering them both legally and reputation wise. So that's my stance.
Anything we did that could have signaled that the network was going away, they're like, he said, he's like, we looked at it from every angle. And he's like, all I can do is apologize to you and tell you I'm sorry you got stuck in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I'm never going to make fun of anyone for crying on this channel because I cry super easily. So I get it. And I'm sure it was hard for her. I do want to say the reason she ended up getting caught in the middle is the favoritism and the perks that top coaches get. They get the opportunity. They already have a huge downline, and then they get increased visibility by being cast in these programs, which makes it easier for them to recruit more people. There are so many reasons the people at the top stay at the top. And obviously, you guys have heard other anti-MLM creators talk about like, you know, getting in early and having a big following and all of those things. But also like once you are one of the top people, at least in Beachbody, I can't speak for other companies, but in Beachbody, you get these other opportunities that give you like so much more of an advantage over your downline. Like so many of us would be like, man, if I could be a cast member in, you know, the 21 Day Fix Real Time or 80-Day Obsession, like when that launched, people would join my team and that could help me like make up some ground. And I'm like an actual actress, you know, like, but it's not, it's like the people who already make the most money get the more opportunities. And then they become friends with Autumn. And it's like the people at the top are all like scratching each other's backs and getting rich off of everybody else. And then you're kind of acting like a victim. Everyone's acting like a victim. Like, Christina, Aaron, all these people are acting like victims when it goes affiliate, which is like just a business decision. And it's like, well, you know, you got your success off of taking advantage of people. So you can cry about it, but like, you're not a victim. Like you made money off of people suffering. So I don't feel bad for you. I get that she's upset and I'm not making fun of her for crying or being upset. And I actually would have more sympathy if like what she's crying about is the loss of friendships, but also like those friendships seem like really shallow and all those women are really mean. And it just seems like you are real people, but be better people. And then people will feel sorry for you. So Autumn's a trainer. So Autumn created programs. She wasn't at the top of the pyramid. She was a product. Like her programs were like products that Beachbody coaches sold. So, and once she joined the Beachbody suite of super trainers in 2014, she became the dominant one. Like she got the most programs. Her face was like the face of Beachbody, and allegedly she and Carl started an affair with each other and allegedly are still together. I don't know. Allegedly.
But yeah, there was no way to tell me what was coming. That might not have ended up signaling to other people that it was coming.
Yeah.
So no, I didn't know.
I was going to say, so
to answer people's questions, I didn't fucking know.
Yeah.
I was blindsided too. And yeah, it came 2 hours after wrapping what was supposed to be the biggest program of my career that and by the way, I'm still so proud of Belvital. Like,
Of course.
but that was 2 years in the making. It was so much work. And then to get off of this set, and like we were supposed to be going out to dinner that night, celebrate, oh my God. And then this announcement happens. And I'm watching two people I care about sit at my table. And rightfully so, panic.
Yeah.
Panic about what does this mean for their future, for their financial stability. But you got to remember, I also am a smart businesswoman. So while it's happening, like I knew you.
Okay. That's just what Kat said last week in the video I posted Tuesday. I'm a very smart businesswoman. These people, what makes you a businesswoman? I'm sorry. It sounds like the contract you had with Beachbody wasn't very good. Like, what are you've not? No one who is saying they're a smart businesswoman has ever owned a business. You could kind of say like Autumn is closer to it than Kat because she did create a product and pitch it, and it got picked up by a corporation, which is like Beachbody 21 Day Fix. So I guess she's a businesswoman. Let's hear what she's gonna say. Maybe I jumped the gun.
Had just signed a lease with Nell a few weeks earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh my God, I wish I could have known this and told Donald, like, don't sign that lease.
Nell's only income at the time was as a BODi partner.
Right. But within a few hours of the announcement happening, the hate that started online towards BODi started pouring in, which I understand the panic. I do. But there are a few things I want to clear up, but let me get this thought out first. So like, I'm trying to process so many feelings in that moment. I'm trying to process the fact that I'm proud and we just wrapped and we're so close to launch. But at the same time, I'm watching my launch fall apart in an instant. I'm watching the hate spew. I'm watching people quickly say, fuck BODi, I'm out, da 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 da. And I'm like, I know what this means. I know what this means to the company. I know what this means to the launch of Velvetal. Like, and I'm already starting to feel shifts in relationships, like instantly. But also, I'm a fixer.
Yeah.
You know this about me. Like, I am it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Like, I can't sit in the.
She's a fixer, Katie. I'm a pusher. I'm a pusher, Katie. Okay. So the hate towards BODi when it went affiliate. When you are in an MLM, it's not like a normal job. So you, Beachbody corporate, have spent, let's see, it was 2007 to 2024. How many years is that? 17? Yes. 17 years telling people they own their own business, that they can hit the highest levels of success if they just have the right mindset, if they believe in it enough. Literally, if you bleed Beachbody blue, you get people to commit themselves to this emotionally and, you know, become like a Beachbody Hunbot and dedicate their lives and make this their whole identity. So you can get them into your commercial cult and bleed them dry and make money off of them. And then you're surprised that when you make a decision that's just a business decision, that they react emotionally, because it was never just business. Like joining Beachbody, being in Beachbody, they make sure of that. And you'll see that in my next video that I'm posting on Tuesday, that they never address, these Huns never address like just straight up, here's the business model, here's how it works, here's how you make money. It always has to be coded in all these layers of psychological stuff and limiting beliefs and mindset and all this stuff. So like, you can't turn around and be mad at people for reacting emotionally when you emotionally manipulated them. You can't say like, hey, this is just a business decision, when you yourself told them it's so much more than a business. It's your mission. We're not a multi-level marketing company. We're a multi-level helping company. Like, this is higher than you. This is your higher calling. This is the higher purpose, all that stuff. Like, you can't turn around and expect people not to get emotional when you cancel what they thought was a family, a community, their leadership opportunity. Even though I know, like I say over and over again, they took away your ability to earn money off of other people. Like, it doesn't make you a good leader. But there are people that like Beachbody was their only source of income. And just let me say, if you're in an MLM and you want to like climb to the top and you think like, oh, eventually I want to quit my job, eventually I want to retire my husband like he's a racehorse and put him out to pasture, whatever it is, like, that can be taken away from you. You can build a giant downline, which is unethical in my opinion, but like, it can be taken away from you. You are not the CEO. And that's why we saw Nueva people. That's why we have Nueva. Like, those people were like, we're not going to join another MLM. We're going to create our own so that we are actually the business owners in the actual top of the pyramid.
problem. I'm trying to sit in the solution. How can we make this great? What can we do? It's going to be okay. Like, so I do go into that mode instead of like
sitting in the sadness. Yeah.
Like I go into fix it mode.
Yeah. I think there's pros and cons. Like no one can handle a situation that totally takes them by surprise and has so many uncertainties. No one handles it perfect. And the fixer might try to over control, like manage, not let themselves feel their feels enough. But then, you know, some people, like, I really don't know how I am in those situations. I think I go a little numb and keep doing business as usual, I think, but it's hard for me to plan. It's hard for me to mourn. It's like everything feels like it freezes a little bit, but everyone handles things differently. But you're the kind of person that's like, okay, pivot. Let's make a plan. Pivot.
Well, and on top of it.
Okay, I'm sorry, not to be mean. I like Donald, whatever. Actually, I don't know either of them. I don't know them in person, but how do they have a podcast when he can't even construct a sentence? What was that even? You should maybe like script out, maybe plan what you're going to say. And this is a podcast episode, so this is edited. This is not like this is a live. That what we're reacting to is not live. So yeah, it's real interesting. I mean, I'm kind of doing that on my channel. That's a lot of the people we're following. Christina, Kat, Aaron, Tanya, like all of these were top Beachbody people. They went to Make. And then we also have a bunch of people that went to Shackley, Christine Dwyer, Melanie Mitro, those types of people. I think I did cover Danielle Natoni. She went to Monat, which I don't know what went into that decision. I don't know if she got a bridge contract, but most of them are going to other MLMs. I do have like a top person in my DMs who left MLM altogether and is like speaking out. So I don't know, maybe she'll want to talk maybe I'll do a video with her, but most of them go to other MLMs. And then obviously I've been covering Amy, who was my upline, my like grandma in the business who's doing like other chicanery. But most of them do other chicanery because they have such self-importance. They're like, I was at the top, I'm the best, that they will not just like get a job. Like they think that they're above that. They've spent so many years gaslighting people into thinking like, oh, you don't want to have like a 9-to-5. That's so basic. Like you're meant for more. And now they don't want to do that. So yes, Sarah, we the last time I went live, we actually watched their first episode and it was so boring. We skipped to another episode and we kind of skipped around in it and it was all very boring. So this is the first time I've revisited this podcast because so many people DM'd me about it. They're like, Autumn and Donald did an episode on spilling the tea about BODi. Like, are you going to cover it? And I'm like, well, apparently yes, because so many people DM'd me about it. So, but they were so boring, the other ones that we looked at. Yeah, let's keep going.
Right. So like, again, all these things are happening. And a week later, we're going on the cruise, like the corporate cruise. And I'm like, okay, like we're all about to be trapped on a boat at sea. Are people going to come? Are people going to even want to hear anything? Because the announcement, just to be clear, was that the MLM part of the business was being dissolved, going away, and we were moving to affiliate marketing instead of MLM marketing. So I just want to make sure that that's clear.
Yeah.
And I want to clear up a few things that I've seen said multiple times that I'm like, that's not entirely accurate. And well, or that's just inaccurate. And
this seems like an Autumn like wanting to address her haters podcast. Honestly, that's what it's giving. And I'm not saying the tears aren't real. I'm sure she has real emotions about it. Obviously, this upended her career as much as everyone else's, but it does feel like she's just trying to be like, I'm going to address like all the allegations against me and like all of my haters and try to make myself look like I made the perfect decisions with the information that I had.
And I feel like some things were said to maybe make BODi look bad, or because again, panic, hurt feelings, fear, all of that. But like, I saw a lot of people saying like, our money was taken away, like our money was taken away, our jobs were taken away. And please understand, you guys, I very much can feel for, empathize, sympathize for everything that was happening, right? For everybody that was, how they built their business, the fact that that was changing and changing drastically and changing quickly. But I saw it positioned as if to imply that like MLM, like the MLM's gone and you're out of a job and there's no more and you're done. And the partner network stayed in place for 3 more months.
Mm-hmm.
So people could continue to run their business for the next 3 months as is. They were continuing to get paid as a partner the way they had always been paid for 3 more months, which, you know, that was Carl's choice doing because it was October. It was coming up on the holiday season. But I don't think what people realized was that was the reason why the network was going away. There were a lot of people that hadn't been working the business in years that were taking, because the way it was built, massive paychecks out, but without bringing any new income in. So a massive change had to be made because, again, the way that
She just admitted the people at the top can sit there and do nothing and profit off of their downline working hard. It's what she just admitted. So come on, keep going, Autumn. Keep going. She'll never say like, oh, it was an unethical business model, because obviously she participated in it for 10 years. She joined BODi in 2014, but
incomes got paid out and everything.
There was more money going out.
There was more money going out than coming in, because so many people had like built these big teams and then weren't working it. And so they're taking these huge chunks, and there was a lot of people not making any money. And these were things that people were complaining about anyways. And so that's just the business side of it. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I know because people pour their heart and soul into the company and loved it so much that obviously it was taken very personally, like a personal attack. And obviously this is not something that Carl wanted or anybody in the corporate side wanted. This was a business decision that had to be made to save the company as a whole.
Yeah.
And it sucks.
Well, that is.
did it save the company or did it hasten the downfall? That's my question. I know after the announcement was made, the stock actually went up, but without that dedicated, brainwashed fan base, thinking they have to be a product of the product and buying every single thing that comes out, did they get enough people back, you know, as affiliates? Or I don't know. I don't know. What is the stock price? Let's look it up. BODi stock. Aha. It's $4.61 a share right now. It's been, let me look at the 1 year. Yeah, it's been going down. It was $7.86 in July of 2024. Let's see, October, it had a jump. So it hit a low, $5.40, jumped up to $6.79 October 2nd. So right after the announcement was made, kind of stayed around there in the $6-$7 range. And it just had a steep decline in April. So it was like $7.50, went down to $3.82, it's now $4.61. So is it on the way back up? It's not when Amy Ure was doing all those like BODi stock check-ins in like 2023, like it was just like always getting lower and lower, and they did the reverse stock split. If anyone doesn't know like the history of Beachbody being publicly traded, this is like a really quick Reader's Digest version. It just basically was going lower and lower until they had to do a reverse split, which is like consolidating stocks, which is the opposite of a good thing. And still kept going lower and lower. And then they went affiliate and actually it's still, it hasn't grown. It hasn't grown. It's been going down since last year. So yeah. Not sure Beachbody is doing that great. I don't know.
Something that really bothered me, and I just want to be clear because of personal relationships and things. I saw someone post, and I'm talking about someone who I've never met in person, so not one of my friends involved or anything like that. I want to say who, but
I wonder if I know. Wait, go ahead. I don't know what you're going to say.
Well, someone posted online and just instigated as if it was a strategic plan and sort of a lot of people were inciting anger. But it bothered me because I was like, I felt like this is really unfortunate. I had just that year gone on my first Success Club, which after being a partner for as long as I was, I should have done that sooner, but Nell and I were together. I started feeling the fire. So for me, when that, and I was shocked. And, you and I have been best of friends since I moved to LA for almost 8 years now, and very close. And we've had a lot of personal, difficult conversations, and when one of us are going through something. And so I was like, what? And I found out because one of a partner on my team messaged me and was like, oh my God, BODi's doing away with the partner network. And I was like, what are you talking about? And I might have actually gaslit the fuck out of her for a minute. And I'm like, no, that's not happening.
Sorry.
And so I called Nell. Well, I actually had to teach a dance lesson. It was the longest dance lesson I've ever taught.
Gosh.
It was only 45 minutes, but I was like, this thing's never going to end. I don't know what's going on in the world outside of here. And then I called Nell and he was like, yeah, I'm just learning about it all. And so it was very like, I was as surprised as everybody else, and everyone has their different reasons of how it affected them. And so when I saw someone post, like, imagine someone telling you we're in this together, we're in this together, we're in this together, until they've built something and then they take everything you've built. And so what bothered me is that person was saying,
no lies detected. No lies detected. That person's not being snarky. That person's being accurate. You brought in all those people. You brought in a ton of customers, say. And when Beachbody did the rollout to affiliate, so you go affiliate, first of all, yes, you lose your downline. Obviously, you can't make money off of all those people that you brought in as partners that you were making money off of. They also were starting like a blank slate. So you would have this affiliate dashboard, which I did sign up as a Beachbody affiliate like a couple months ago. I was going live with Jen and I was like, oh my gosh, it's free. We should sign up as affiliates and like see so if we can get some like behind the scenes tea. There hasn't been anything interesting. That's why I haven't shared about it, but I was able to see like the interface, and you couldn't like, your customer base was not like transferred over to you. So not only did those people lose their downlines, they just had to like email or text, if they had the capability, all of their customers and say, please like use my affiliate link to sign up, to keep buying your Shakeology or whatever products you're buying. And a lot of people don't bother, so they just had to like try to get people to like re-sign up. Like Carl didn't even let them keep their customers. So they did. That guy's not lying, or that girl, or that person who was like, you say, give us your all, and then you go and take it away from us. Like, how is that like them trying to start stuff? Like, how is that them being snarky? That seems like a very true emotion. Actually sounds like somebody waking up from an MLM, which is why I said in my last video, if someone leaves because the MLM screwed them over versus just like waking up and leaving the MLM, like one is not morally superior to the other, because it can take behavior from the company to wake someone up, and that woke them up. And I'm happy for that person. I hope that they did not jump to another MLM. I hope that they got out.
basically saying like that BODi did that on purpose to get ahead. And I knew from the beginning, even though I hated that it happened, it was a necessary, unfortunate decision. That's how I looked at it.
Yeah.
Like I don't think anyone wanted it, but it's like doing what you can. And I also have been in rooms where I've seen, dozens of people, sometimes even more, who've lost over 100 pounds stand up. And because I've been in programs, I've been in places where hundreds, if not thousands of strangers over a weekend come up to me and tell me their stories. I can't even contain all the stories I'm hearing, but it's because it was so life-changing. So for me, I was like, this really sucks because it looks different than what I wanted. And it looks different than what I was planning and what I was trying.
That to me is an emotional manipulation tactic that they would use. I've been to those Beachbody live events too, and they have you sign up, you stand up. They'll be like, okay, everyone who's lost more than 5 pounds, everyone stand up. So everyone stands up, and then 10 pounds, and then 20 pounds, and then 50 pounds. And they keep going. And the people that have lost over 100 pounds are like still standing, and everyone's like, oh my gosh. Like, and people are like getting teared up because like, look at all these people. And they used to weigh like 100 pounds more. And this is so exciting and stuff. And it's like, yeah, okay. That should still not change the fact that you're not getting paid what you should be getting paid. You're getting paid less than minimum wage. You're putting all of this time and effort into something that's not paying you what you deserve. So sure, there are some MLM programs that have a good product, and maybe you really like the product, and maybe you feel like it's changed your life. But like, if you're not getting paid what you deserve, that is the only thing that matters when you do a job. And you're not a business owner. Like, so this is a job. Would you accept a job for less than minimum wage? No, that's it. That's the only thing you need to know. If you want to volunteer for something that you feel passionate about, then do that. But let your job be what pays you to live. That's my take on that.
And not just my vision, but the vision I was selling to other people.
Right.
But it still changed those people's lives. And I'm not going to talk shit about that because it did. And I would do it all again.
Right. Well, two things I want to say. One is I obviously too was devastated that the network was going away. All of my friends were partners.
Mm-hmm.
Like all of them. So of course my heart broke.
That's weird. That's bad. You should not, like, your friends should not all be people that you work with. Like, that's unhealthy. Like, her boyfriend is the CEO, allegedly, and all of her best friends are the top partners in Beachbody. You should have friends. Who were all those people at Donald's birthday party? Were they just Donald's friends? Were they paid actors? Like, why? Don't do that. Like, have friends outside of that's probably why I was okay when I started to come out of Beachbody, because there's something in my eye and I think it's one of Dove's hairs. But I had a lot of friends from other life areas. I was in Beachbody for a long time and it did consume my life and I was very deep in the cult, but somehow I retained friendships with people from other areas of my life who had nothing to do with Beachbody. And even people who told me like no and never invite me again, I was still friends with them. So I'm going to give myself a little credit. Whenever I beat myself up about being in an MLM for 7 years, I'm like, but you know what? I respected people's boundaries and I kept genuine friendships. So I still had it pretty good. But Autumn, that's really unhealthy. Like, don't do that. Like, all you care about is like, you care so much about health and fitness. What about mental health? What about balance? What about like, yeah, it's really sad. And the fact that like Kat and Christina and Aaron, those people, like they're not friends because of this. It just shows that like you were all on this shared like scam and the scam falls apart and so does the friendship. Like, that's really sad.
For everybody. Like, and I was so sad. Like, I loved that side. I loved our big events. I loved Summit. I love getting to go hear people's stories and celebrate them all weekend long or all week long. Like, I was devastated that that side was going away. And not just for me, but for everybody that it affected. But the other thing I wanted to say was, Tony Robbins teaches how to blame effectively. And I think it's so important to remember this. He says, if you're going to blame, you have to blame effectively. You have to blame wholly. So if you're going to blame for the bad, you also have to blame for all the good.
Mhm.
Like I remember being at that seminar.
Anyone who quotes Tony Robbins is immediately discredited in my eyes. Tony Robbins, the raging misogynist. Tony Robbins, who has been credibly accused multiple times of SA. That Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins, who got rich off manipulating people's emotions. That Tony Robbins. Go watch Mooncat's like 2-part video on Tony Robbins. I would do a video on him myself, but like she did so much work on that and she covers everything. And he is the like granddaddy of scammers. Like he's the worst one. He's at the top of the personal development pyramid. Tony Robbins is someone who I will never endorse. I will never, even if he says something that is technically like good or helpful or correct, I will still call it trash because he is trash. So he's trash.
And for me, that was like I had to really take that in when it comes to like my childhood and parents. And like, if I'm going to blame them for all the crap, I also have to blame them for all of the good that has come from that. For me learning what kind of parent I didn't want to be and the kind of mom I am to Dom and the drive that I have for work. But I would say the same thing comes into play here. If you're going to blame and be mad at BODi for it going away, you're mad because there was something so great there. There was something that changed your life there, whether it was a health journey, weight loss journey, a financial journey. I mean, there are people that made millions and millions and millions of dollars. I know it was a small subset. And
most people lost money on it. Most people actually went, even the health and fitness stuff. Like you talk about all these people who lost 100+ pounds, whatever. How many of them gained it back? Because they got roped into this cycle of always doing the next Beachbody program. And Autumn, your programs got progressively more restrictive. You came out with cookbooks that had these super complicated recipes with 20 ingredients. You have to make your own mayonnaise. You have to make your own spaghetti sauce. You can't use anything out of a can. Everything's gluten-free. Everything's sugar-free, using stevia, using xanthan gum because it's gluten-free, using all of these ingredients that you can't find at your local grocery store, like your local Jewel. You have to go to Whole Foods or Super Fancy, whatever that is in your town, Super Fancy. I think she shops at the one that sounds like it's like, what's that one? It sounds like the villain from Throne of Glass, Erewhon. She like shops with the grocery shops there. Autumn, like even the fitness stuff has actually caused more harm to people than it has caused good. Like I thought 21 Day Fix changed my life. Like after grad school, I did 21 Day Fix and started doing all these programs, lost the grad school 15. Like, yes, I actually am like, okay, I never worked out before Beachbody. It did get me in the habit of working out. And now I do like YouTube. I follow YouTubers and do free workouts at home. And I do have like a fitness routine. So I guess that's one thing I can blame Beachbody for. But when I left Beachbody, I gained 25 pounds, like, in like the following like 8 months of leaving Beachbody because I didn't know how to eat for myself. I was like stuck in container mode and I was like, I don't have to eat in these containers anymore. I can just like go crazy. If you give someone like, okay, you just have to follow these rules, that doesn't empower them to make the decisions for themselves. Also, by the way, while we're stopped here, I have come after Autumn pretty hard and I will be coming after Alana Molstein next because she co-posted with Maha Moms, which if you're not in the United States, Maha is related to MAGA. It's Make America Healthy Again, but it's not healthy. It's like the crazy conspiracy theory stuff that like RFK Jr. is doing. So if you're not familiar with what's going on in the United States, like I don't really have time to, there's too much, but It's basically crazy wellness conspiracy theories, anti-vaxxers, like all that stuff. Ilana co-posted with them literally about a bill that got passed in the House of Representatives, and then was like, you guys don't make it political though. And then in her story, she was like, I'm so sad people are making it political. I'm like, you posted about a bill that politicians are voting on it, and you co-posted it with a political organization. Like, you made it political. I haven't filmed it yet. This is a free preview. I'm probably going to say a lot of the same things, but we're going to come after Ilana, the creator of 2B Mindset, and I'll cover that stuff, but I'll also explain to you guys what 2B Mindset was and how it is also super restrictive. It was supposed to be like the more flexible, like alternative option to Autumn. So if you're like, oh, if you like having structure, do Ultimate Portion Fix. If you like being more like loose and flexible, do 2B Mindset. They're both incredibly restrictive and not sustainable. And there's not in either of them room for you to have like a real cookie, like not a healthy version of a cookie, like a real cookie. So all that to say, wow, I went off on a tangent, but that's what I do. You have not owned the harm that you've caused people. And Beachbody was bad for more people than it was good for. Obviously, I don't have any science to back that up, and anecdotal evidence is not considered reliable, but just from vibes and from people that I've talked to, it seems like the only people that it was helpful for were people who never joined the coach network and maybe did like one round of 21 Day Fix and then immediately like didn't get stuck in the containers. Like they were able to like, use it as a jumping off point and adapt it to their real life. But yeah, I gained weight after leaving Beachbody, and then I had to figure out what I wanted for myself. And like, did I want to lose weight again? How was I going to do it? I didn't know any other way than 21 Day Fix because I was never actually empowered like nutritionally. So I figured out like what works for me on my own through like just being like, I should eat some more vegetables. Like vegetables are good. Protein is good. Like Googling like what's a healthy like way to eat. And I figured it out on my own. I'm still not like all the way down to my Beachbody weight. And I don't know if I ever will be because I don't think I was in a very healthy place when I was there. I'm very happy with where I'm at now. I'm very proud of myself for figuring out like a sustainable way to eat. But yeah, this is a really good point. Saying your partner who took care of you for years but then cheated on you can be given more credit. This is how the personal development stuff is like weaponized against you. There's no accountability. It's always like, well, you have to change your mindset. You have to look at it differently. And it lets like so many, it covers a multitude of sins. Okay, I've been yapping for long enough. So let's put this back on.
Are usually the ones that are the loudest because that's a massive change for them. Mm-hmm. But if you're going to blame that much for it going away, then you also have to remember to blame for all the good, all the traveling the world, learning how to build these teams so that you can go to other companies and continue to build that way, for meeting friends that you like would have never met if it weren't for the company, for your life or your family's.
Sorry, I didn't let her cook very long, but she is right. The people who went to other companies do have to actually credit the fact that they built their team at Beachbody first and they brought their downline with them, but they won't because they want to act like they had all this success. Like, oh my gosh, Make Wellness has only been open for 7 months and I've already like made more than I ever did in Beachbody. And it's like, they aren't saying that like they brought their whole downline with them or they got a bridge contract or whatever it may be.
Life changing for the income that you did make for however long that was. Like, so there's always both, where there's good, there's going to be bad, and where there's bad, there's going to be good. And what goes up must come down, and what is down is eventually going to go back up. So it was very heartbreaking to see so much negativity from people who had such amazing runs with the company. and to not just go like, and the other thing that, you know, I saw a lot of people saying was like, they're stealing our customers. I do want to clear up what that meant.
Okay.
It wasn't that BODi was coming in and just saying like, hey, we're going to affiliate marketing and we're taking every person you've ever sold to. Like I said, partners, and you correct me if I'm wrong because you were a partner. So if I'm saying something that is out of turn, please correct me.
Okay.
So the announcement happened. There was going to still be 3 months of being able to be a partner. And in fact, if people hit certain ranks, they didn't even have to hold any longer. Like a lot of times when you hit a certain rank, you have to hold for 7 weeks to get the bonus.
Mm-hmm.
It was like it was everybody that was already at that rank was getting locked in. So they were already guaranteed their bonuses. So that was like another thing that I thought, you know, was super honorable from the from the corporate side, but nobody was mentioning like, hey, by the way, because I hit this.
So honorable. Oh my gosh. The lack of accountability, the absolute like defending everything BODi did as being like so honorable and making the right decision for everybody. It is so tone deaf. Oh my gosh. Okay. You took away the way that people were making their income, which was an unethical way. I'm the meme of the person holding up the sign that says, I just want both teams to lose. Because in no way am I defending top people with huge downlines because they got that through exploitation. They in turn were being exploited by Carl and Beachbody, and everyone sucks in this scenario. But yeah, they still have every right to be mad about that. And like, also they should have listened to us in the anti-MLM community that this is an unsustainable business model and like there is a clock on it. And don't be surprised when this happens to you again in Make Wellness.
Level a week ago, I don't even have to hold it for 7 weeks like I normally would. I'm guaranteed this big bonus. So because we're switching over to affiliate marketing, things happen on different platforms. Like we were moving over to something called Impact.
Mm-hmm.
There's just certain things that can happen in that app or on that site and certain things that couldn't. So it like if a customer were to buy from you, sign up from you, they are like now tied to you forever as a partner. When we were going to Impact, you basically needed to get all of those people to now use your new Impact link and your new discount code for you to then get paid. It wasn't like they could all be moved over.
Right.
If you didn't reach out to them or if they decided not to buy from you and decided to buy from somebody else, then no, under the new affiliate, you wouldn't get that sale.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't that, or if somebody was on an auto renew, if you didn't get them to cancel and rebuy with the new link, essentially from Impact, then no, that auto renew would roll over to just going to BODi
After the 3 months or whatever.
It was. Correct.
It was at least 3 months. I just don't remember if that even.
But do you know how many people set their email to like do not email from Beachbody? Like you can send out a mass email to everyone through your Beachbody coach office. As far as I know, they could still do that at the end. And you could say, hey, we're going affiliate. Here's my affiliate link. Please use it. But half of those people could have marked like do not email, even if you knew them personally or you knew them through something, or maybe it was an acquaintance and they signed up with you once and then they never wanted to buy stuff again. So they put do not email and you're not connected with them anymore on social media. Maybe you don't have their number. It's like, how much work are you expected to do as a BODi partner to get, say you had 5,000 customers, to get all 5,000, even if your downline got taken away. If you had 5,000 customers and a good percentage of them ordered even every once in a while, that could be a good like passive income for you. And you have to like try to track them all down and get them to switch to your affiliate link. And also just like to get people to cancel their subscription and then resubscribe through your affiliate link. And then also the subscription rates were lower. So the initial purchase, you'd you'd get a certain percentage, but I think then it was only 10% on recurring, which was less than, it was 25% when I was in Beachbody. We got 25% commissions. Then they lowered it. They also did this. So a year before they went affiliate, they changed the compensation plan and they lowered the commission percentages and the payouts for all of the downline stuff too. So they had already cut everybody's income. So I don't know why everybody a year later was so shocked that they would just like take it all away and do all this shady stuff. Like, if you didn't see the red flag when they were like, hi, we're just going to like cut your compensation because we want to save money. We're going to go to our most loyal people, our coach network, and cut their compensation. And they had the top people gaslighting them, being like, you have to understand that there are ups and downs in business. And like, are you someone who can like really like have a business, or are you someone that can't handle it? Like, if you were mad about your literally your compensation being lowered, you're someone who like can't handle it. And it's like, how did people not know at that point that it was not their business? How did people not see the writing on the wall at that point? I don't know. And maybe I have no place to judge, because I did wake up and leave a couple of years before that happened. And I had been deprogramming myself for 2 years before that happened, 3 years before they went affiliate. So, you know, maybe I don't have a place to judge. If I had still been in it, I might not have seen the signs. Like, when you're brainwashed, you're brainwashed.
And yeah,
I don't remember all the specificity, but people did, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but within your partner back office, you had every email of every person you ever sold to. So you could download those emails, you could newsletter them, email them, hey, we're switching over to affiliate marketing. I would really appreciate it. You know, I've loved working with you. I want to continue to work with you. Here's my new link. I know it's a little bit of a pain, but like, if you cancel and blah, 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 like, then you'll still be with me. So like, those things could have happened.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people did not stick around to even try the affiliate side. Yeah. It was literally like the announcement happened, anger, fear.
You guys, it's okay if you just got here. I did not warn anybody that I was going live. I'm going to try to next time make sure I have like a thumbnail made and like have it posted like when I'm going live so that you guys know, and have like a little thing like Julie Joe has with like a 3-minute song so that can play and everyone can like grab their snack and everything. But it's in the works. I'm trying to get better at YouTube. I'm a work in progress. I'm always trying to learn like one new skill at a time, because I do have a full-time job and I do opera and musical theater on the side as well. But I love doing this, and I'm just, yes, please like the stream if you just got here. This is actually the most people I think I've ever had on a live. So thank you for joining. And if you're more introverted and you don't want to leave a comment, I get it. If you could like the stream and maybe give me a subscribe, I've got some good stuff in the works coming down the pipeline. So yeah. But yeah, the way she's trying to downplay this, it is really giving me vibes of, oh, this is just like downplaying and just it's dismissive. When someone dismisses your feelings, like, it's not that hard. Just like send a newsletter to all of your customers and like have them, you know, cancel their subscription and then re-enroll. Like, it's one of those things that like, it's a big deal to you as the affiliate. You want to keep all those commissions, but it's not a big deal to a random person who like just bought, you know, a tub of Energize from you one time and they have it on auto renew because it's just their pre-workout. Maybe they don't even have any feelings about MLMs. They don't even know what it is. And they just kind of went on with their life and they're like a loose acquaintance. They're not going to go in and like change that up. Like, it's not a big deal to them. Like, people are so like busy these days. They're not going to, only like your very close friends and family are like going to go in and do that. Like, the people you're comfortable enough to like text personally and be like, hey, can you please do this so I can keep getting credit and commission for your orders? Like, she's making it seem like, oh, it's just not like, why are people mad? It's just not that big a deal. It's like, you are being so dismissive of people's feelings. That's what they do in MLMs too. They act like you having feelings is a you problem. When you have been wronged, it's your fault for being triggered or not seeing it the way that they see it. Like, they never have to apologize or take any kind of accountability. It's like, yeah. But I do think I will try to live stream at least once a month. Like, maybe I'll do it the last Saturday of every month. We are kind of going into the holidays though, so that's probably the last Saturday of the month is like New Year's Eve or something in December. And then like Easter or Thanksgiving weekend. If it is, I'll move it to a different weekend, but I'll try to go like one Saturday a month, maybe for now. TBD, but it is really fun to see your comments in real time. And yes, Dagmar, after 7 years in Beachbody, it was definitely a paradigm shift. And I've kind of talked about it a little bit in other videos that when I say I left in 2021, that was just the first step. And I was still saying like, oh, Beachbody's so good. I was doing what Autumn says to do. Like I was giving it credit for all the good stuff. And I was like, I just realized that I am not making the money I need to make. And I needed to get a full-time job. So maybe I'll be able to like come back to Beachbody, and like now that I have the financial pressure off, my mindset will be more abundant, so my business will be able to grow. And then I started, it's like you're in a boat and like it springs a leak and you go and patch that leak, and then like another leak forms and you try to go patch that leak, and then all of a sudden there's all these leaks and there's only one you, and your boat is sinking, and you're like, oh, this boat is a badly made boat. It's not me. I'm not a bad sailor. It's the boat was poorly constructed. And all of these things are bad. And that's what it's like leaving an MLM or any type of high control group. Like it's your boat is sinking, but like you have these realizations like one by one, and you slowly it takes a while before you realize like, oh, the whole thing is crap. It's not me. It's the whole thing. I'm not bad at this. Like it's a whole thing. Okay, I am yapping so much, but we are going to keep going. We're going to get through this episode, but this is way more interesting than the other ones because the gaslighting and the like trying to play both sides and trying to make herself look completely blameless is fascinating.
We're out. And again, it was really hard. I can see how hard it was on everybody's side, but I was experiencing it too. And it was like, I don't know if it was just bad luck that I was the launch that was coming up.
Feels like pretty fucking bad luck.
I mean, it was pretty fucking bad luck. Like, let's be honest, because it was like, I somehow turned into the bad guy. I don't know why, but it was like,
what? Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just like, I turned it like, imagine pouring 2 years of your heart and soul into learning and creating a program that nobody else has ever done. Like there's all these little, take this pill for hormone health or do this thing for hormone health, but there's no comprehensive program. And so I spent 2 years, and all these people that have gone through the test group and all these people that cannot wait to get their hands on it.
Yeah, guys, the real victim in all of this Beachbody stuff is Autumn Calabrese. Please. Oh my gosh, the audacity to think of herself as the biggest victim. Oh my gosh.
Announcement happens. They're like, we're out. We're not even sticking around for this affiliate thing. They're saying that BODi took away their way to make money, essentially implying that there was no way to keep selling, even though there was the affiliate side that was going to be there. I know, very different than building a team, but there was the affiliate side. But then,
yeah, they don't give a crap about the affiliate. It was never about the products and programs. It was about their ability to make big money off of a downline. And you're now realizing that.
To watch those same people go to other companies that had already possibly gone through my program, so had all the information and all the details of what my program was. And I'm watching them post on Facebook and Instagram. I'm over here and we're starting our own hormone health program with Pilates. I mean, I literally saw it. Like, and I would have to screenshot it and send it to legal and be like,
subtweeting Kat and Christina and like all those people, because they say that stuff about they talk about hormones and then they do the faster way to fat loss stuff. I think like more grenades have been launched in the frenemy war. I don't think this is trying to reconcile at all. At first I thought she was going to try to be like, make herself look good and make herself look like, oh, like they should want to be my friends again. But now she's like firing grenades at them. This is amazing. I hope both teams lose, but this is amazing.
Can we make sure that they're not knocking off Belvital? Because like that's 2 years of my hard work and the team's hard work and proprietary supplements and all this stuff. And like, it felt like such a direct attack. It was like they knew Belvital was coming and that might be a big thing that people wanted. And instead of being an affiliate and selling it, it was like, no, fuck you, BODi. We're going to knock it off instead. I'm going to go over here to this other company and we're going to knock it off instead. And then I saw people using their before and afters from the test group and saying, and this is, I'm not talking about somebody that I'm close with. I'm talking about other people because I had a big test group. I had like 50 women that went over to other companies and were like, oh, come over here and do this 5-day hormone cleanse with me. And they're showing their before and afters. And I'm just like, this is why I say there's been a lot. Cause it's like, I'm not allowed, like, I felt like I wasn't allowed to say anything. You're not allowed to have your feelings, Autumn. We're allowed to do whatever we need by all means necessary to make our income back because BODi screwed us. Like, so I just was like, all I can do is my job.
Yeah.
And my job, by the way, in my eyes, is and always has been to help people improve their health. And that's what I'm always going to keep doing. That's my love. That's my passion. That's what I want to do.
Your job is always to like try to promote getting as skinny as possible. Why did Belvital have to be gluten-free? Why did Belvital have to be dairy-free? Like, I'm sorry, I am not living my healthiest life without cheese. And I'm sorry for people who are lactose intolerant, but I know people who are lactose intolerant that are like, I will give myself a stomach ache for cheese. But like, it's not sustainable. Mental health, enjoying life, these are a huge parts of having a healthy lifestyle. Not being obsessed with like every single thing you put in your mouth is part of having a healthy lifestyle. Like all this, yeah, she's just talking out both sides of her mouth. She's the biggest victim. People are ripping off her program specifically. No, it's just that hormone health is the buzzword right now. Hormones are the trend all over TikTok. Like the cortisol girlies on TikTok. Like everyone is, Shalene is doing it too. Like Shalene is posting stuff about being menopausal and like she's shelling a program about being menopausal. Elise Joan, we've already covered her. She's shilling a program about aging and perimenopause and menopause. Like hormone health is like the buzzword, Autumn. It's not all about you. It's not. Like so many. I mean, if I had $1 for every MLM hun who suddenly thinks they're an endocrinologist, I would have more money than I ever made in Beachbody.
And so, did it suck? Does it suck? Yeah. We should have been at Summit last week.
Right.
It still is hard.
Yeah.
But it's business.
Yeah. I think, and
then maybe all your best friends shouldn't be people you do business with. Like, that's not a good idea.
Situations like this, it's hard because there's like just factual truths. And then when people say, well, this is my truth or this is my, what they're feeling. And so, I'm such an empath. It's really a mind fuck sometimes. But even though I get people's fear and frustration for the change. And even those words kind of feel like for some people, it doesn't do it justice. And, as a partner, I know that it's scary, and sometimes doing the scary thing changes you. And so when someone starts as a partner, it's scary to send the first message and then to tell people that you're starting doing this challenge group and you're starting a business and you're partnering with this company using their programs and products, and you encourage other people to follow in your footsteps. And so if I really because I felt that, and I being a body partner was never my main source of income. So when I think about what some people out there, people I've never met, just thinking literally about because at the height of it, there were 400,000 body coaches / partners. I know it makes sense to go through the phases of loss. And one of those is anger.
Of course.
And to feel like your customers were stolen. But I also know. And so I just want to say that to validate the feelings that anyone out there had. I do think, and again, I'm talking about people that I don't know. There's a few people who like I've only ever seen online who went really aggressive really fast. And I didn't like that, but also because I'm someone who body changed my life. And it's not just with the partner opportunity. It was doing your program the first time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's when I was like, oh, this is amazing. And so anyways, for me, it was really difficult.
Yeah. A lot of you guys are saying in the comments, like, no one talks about losing a job can be one of the most stressful things in your life, but the way that they're talking about it and the way that everything is this whole thing is like, it's really not normal. When you get a real job after having been in an MLM, you're like, oh, like this is actually better. This is actually way better. And like there was one time where our boss was going to like take us all out to dinner because we hit some kind of goal. And I was like, I'm not feeling well. And I just went home because I'm like, I don't want to go out to dinner with my boss and coworkers. They're really nice people. I have really great coworkers. I don't think any of them are subscribed to me, but if you're watching, I like you a lot as people, but it's when I'm with them, I'm like, I'm at work and I can't like shake that mindset when even if we're not like in the office, but yeah, it's just like normal jobs are not like this. And if you leave and go to another job, like maybe they'll have like a thing to send you off if you leave on good terms, or like, oh, this is this person's last day. Congratulations to them or whatever. Like, it's just not, if a company goes under, like everybody can qualify for unemployment. First of all, you can't apply for unemployment. Like those top body huns that were making $10,000 a week doing nothing off of their downline, they can't go get 2/3 of that from the United States, Department of Employment. You can't, if you're in an MLM, so you can't go get what's 2/3 of like $6,000 a week to even try to like make up some of that. Like you've got nothing. You have no safety net. And they all bill it as if it's like recession proof and this is the more dependable thing. It's not.
Well, because I was not going to stop doing body. To me, that was like, if it's there, I'm doing it. And also I'm so familiar with the programs. I was like, I'm not going to stop doing challenges. But I also really do empathize for anyone who really built a big network with BODi, how that felt in that moment. I do hope, and this is just for people's...
Yeah, I mean, Autumn does still have the same job technically, but she benefited a lot from the MLM structure. And she doesn't get off the hook just because she didn't build a downline herself. She was definitely someone who was at the top of the pyramid, made a lot of money because of the cult-like structure and people developing that cult-like attitude towards her as well and seeing her as an authority and unquestionable. And you see that in her ego.
Feeling in general that most of those people, because the fact is the majority of partners in BODi were not very high up partners. Like there were a lot of people who were not even selling like I was. And so I hope that those people are still living their best life and they're maybe running challenge groups, because you can still run your own challenge group. You can do it for fun. You can, whatever, you can do it however you want. And you can use the affiliate program with BODi to share the programs and the products that you loved.
Sorry, am I echoing or is Autumn and Donald echoing? Let me know. Do I need to mute my mic when I'm playing them?
Just like you always were. and so I hope that people are doing that, but I hope those who it really affected them losing the network partner opportunity, that they do feel that if that's what they love, that they found another place doing it. And maybe they're in hindsight like, okay, my worst case scenario fears didn't come true, and they can remember the years with BODi more fondly, because all I have are fond memories. And I'm still creating them. I'm still with BODi. I'm still a part of that. But I mean, just thinking of that time, thinking of the summits and the super weekends and all of that energy, I'm holding on to that energy, and that's what I bring to the table still in my challenges. And people come up to me still and recognize me from being in programs. And like someone said to me once,
Okay, Donald, then why are you in Make Wellness? That's the elephant in the room. Donald is in Make Wellness, building a downline. And it's fine. You can still be a BODi affiliate. Like, he's like, oh, I'm still selling BODi, trying to make himself look like a saint. You must have been earning, even if it wasn't your main source of income, you must have been earning off of downline. He and Nell are doing Make Wellness. Why else would you do that? What Make Wellness also talks about hormone health, peptides, all this stuff that allegedly is an attack on Autumn. Like, none of this is consistent. Consistency is not something we can expect from these people.
It's a shame what happened with BODi. And I said, well, what happened? Like, I know what happened, but I was just wondered what she thought happened. And she said, well, I don't know, but I think it just changed. And I said, well, part of it has changed, but you need to know. I said, were you a BODi partner? She said, no. I said, well, it hasn't changed for you. There's still community. There's still programs. Everything that you loved about it is still there. So that's my truth. And I really do say that with holding space for everyone. But how could I be mad at something that changed my life this much for the better? The friends I've made, the experiences I've had, all the things. But without BODi, I would not be sitting in this chair. I probably wouldn't know you, and I might not live in LA.
And you wouldn't have your boyfriend.
I would have my boyfriend. I mean, I don't know if what would be going on in my life.
We're in the role of Donald B.
Yeah.
I do want to say, I hope that in trying to explain like all of this, right? It's like a messy, there's not an easy way to talk through it all. That it doesn't sound like I am dismissing anybody's feelings, because that is the last thing I would ever want somebody.
No, it's just that your feelings are so much more important, and they need to apologize to you for hurting your feelings and attacking you. This whole thing has made you both look worse. You're trying to act like you're these perfect angels in all of it, and you made all the right decisions. Like, Donald's like, oh, I just only ever wanted the challenge groups and the community and the programs. Then why'd you join Make Wellness, Donald? And Autumn being like, I didn't know. I swear I didn't know. You guys, I didn't know. I didn't know. Like, yeah, you did. Like, you were sleeping with the boss, allegedly. And, people were hurting my feelings. People were using their before and afters to sell their other programs. People used in Beachbody, they used before photos from 5 years before and put it with an after photo from 80 Day Obsession to sell 80 Day Obsession. You had no problem with that. Like, they clearly didn't achieve that in 80 days. Like, people have always been deceptive with their before and after pictures. It's just that now you're the one who's having to be on the other end of their deception. But you were also scamming people. Like, a scammer should be able to recognize another scammer, I think.
To think is that I was not empathetic towards how drastically that change affected people's lives.
Yeah.
Because I very much am. And like I said, I very much feel for it. I'm just also trying to explain all the different emotions that I had going with it.
I feel that. I don't think that you sound like you don't understand at all. And I think that people want to know how you felt in it, because you're like, the face of BODi, but you aren't BODi corporate. You aren't BODi partner. And I think that, and also you've changed so many lives. I mean, all the people who come up who are excited to meet me, they met me because they love your programs and they showed up to the program and I was just like a fun little bonus. Not one of the bonuses that you do that I hate.
You hate.
So,
well, the other thing I want to say is that I know people are tuning in, waiting to see if we address relationships that have changed. And that is not something that, besides what I'm saying right now, that is not something I will ever address or ever talk about. Yes, relationships have changed. That.
Boo. Boo. Talk about Kat. Kat talks about you, Autumn. Christina talks about you too. Well, then if she's not going to address it, we're just going to always have to endlessly speculate and form our own theories. So they can't get mad at us for doing that.
Might be the most devastating part of it all for me.
Yeah.
But I won't ever talk about it because I can absolutely hold space for those relationships and what they meant to me at the time.
Yeah.
And yeah, I can't and I won't say anything negative other than I have loved every moment, every person I've gotten to meet, every stage I've gotten to be on, every story I've gotten to hear. I'm grateful for it all. It all makes us who we are today. Does my heart break for things changing? Of course. But if people were tuning in for tea or gossip,
yeah.
Sorry, girls, you're not gonna get it from me. That's just not something. I just can't ever bash things and people that meant the world to me for a decade.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Okay, but like now go make friends who have nothing to do with fitness. Like they're not your customers. They're not working for the same company that you're working for. Go make friends that like don't even know, like you're not making their meal plans for them. Like I have one friend who is a voice teacher who I have taken a few lessons from, and she's a great voice teacher. And we are friends first, and she helped me use my classical technique to transfer it to musical theater style, and she's great. But like all my other friends don't work with me. And of course I have friends who are in opera and musical theater and all that stuff. And I have friends who aren't. And I have friends who have never heard me sing. Like go make friends with people who have other shared interests. Does Autumn have a personality besides working out and restrictive eating? Serious question.
I appreciate you saying that. I've said a couple times, I'm not talking about anyone I know.
Yeah, trying to be very clear.
Because some people might say, oh, I've seen, and they're very clearly talking about,
right.
And it really, when that announcement came, there were people's faces I didn't even know existed. I was seeing, say, wild things online, and I have not spoken about anyone that I know, but I am glad you said that because I think I'm happy. I want people to realize.
What wild things? Because the one thing that you said only seemed a very reasonable, if emotional response, but also like the emotions were reasonable too. The only thing you said was that, oh, we worked so hard and you asked us to be so dedicated to this company and now you're just dropping us. That is a good, normal, reasonable feeling to have when this kind of thing happens. I don't see any problem with that. So what do you mean by wild things? These two are sitting here on their high horses being like, we're not going to talk about the people who were so mean to us. We're so sad and hurting, and like people just were mean, but we're not going to talk about it because we're so classy. And I'm an empath, you guys. Like seriously, it's not working. It's not working for me.
Is that there are just some things that don't need to be drama because it actually is. It was was whatever, very important and very tender. And I think like I've never, I'm the kind of person, honestly, where I still wholeheartedly say that I love everyone I've dated. Because if you spend time with someone and if you love them, maybe it didn't work out, or maybe your lives came to a fork in the road and you had to go separate ways. But that person still was a big part of my life. And it's not just about respecting them. It's about respecting the part of me at that time.
Yeah.
So it's just onward and upward from here. But I have been getting so much.
I'm not buying any of this. It's all toxic positivity. This is all, look what a great person I am. I read Tony Robbins. I have the right mindset. That tells me that you're really an authentic, fake person. You do spiritual bypassing all the time, which if you guys are unfamiliar with the term spiritual bypassing, it comes from a lot of like high control religions, but it's basically where you bypass people's authentic feelings by giving some kind of spiritual platitude. Like, oh, I'm never going to hate my exes because of I loved them at the time. So that person is still a part of me. And it's like, what if your ex did something really terrible to you? You're allowed to be like, oh, I wish I'd never dated that guy. Like maybe that version of myself made bad decisions. Like it's bypassing anything unpleasant instead of actually dealing with it and using some kind of spiritual platitude to bypass it. And it's really unhealthy. And that's what they're doing. Toxic positivity, spiritual bypassing, acting like they're just such better people than everyone else. Like, come on.
Life personally from the challenge you and I have been doing.
So much fun.
It's so much fun. And it's the thing that I think people somehow in all the commotion thought was lost, that we get to say it's still here.
Mm-hmm.
The community, the support, the everything about it is still here.
Yeah.
And so it's been really good for me. Cause it's hard. But I will say, like,
when someone betrays your trust, how can you say that community is still there? I haven't gotten into depth about my spiritual deconstruction, but when I left the last church that I attended, I had been very involved. I had been on the worship team. Obviously, you guys know I'm a singer. I had been involved in small group. I had been an usher. Like I had volunteered a lot of my time, and it wasn't a huge church, and I was very visible, and I obviously have purple hair. Like if I'm not there, like you're going to notice. And literally no one from my church reached out to me ever. And I was like, I had thought like, I'm just going to take a little break while I'm questioning some of this stuff. And, I left in June of 2019. Like, I was like, they might not be noticing because a lot of people travel during the summer. And I had been gone for entire summers in the past doing, summer stock and summer opera festivals and stuff. So like August, September rolls around, still no one reaches out. No one's like, oh, hey, like I'm doing the schedule for the worship team. Like, when are you available? Like no one reaches out. Like it gets to be the holidays. And I'm like, you always want me during the holidays. Like it's just, so that was a betrayal. And now I can't go back to that community. Like if I ever decide to go to church again, like it's not going to be that place because they betrayed me and they showed me that they didn't value me when I had given so much of myself for no pay. This is a theme in my life. Don't worry, you guys. I'm in therapy. I've worked through it. But yeah, if your community shows that they don't care about you, like why would you want to continue to be a part of that community? It's healthy to leave that community. Community is the word communal. Like everyone is contributing to the good of everyone else. And if you're contributing a ton and someone else is just taking and taking and taking, and then they betray you, like don't be in that community. Go where you are being valued as much as you're valuing other people, and everyone is contributing equally. And that's my little sermon for the day. It's okay to leave. It's good to leave.
Even the fears Nell and I had, you guys, we've talked about, we're both from, Autumn and I are both from Ohio. When I signed my first lease in LA, I remember thinking, am I out of my mind. I might as well just move on the streets now. I can't afford this. And then like every time I would sign a lease, I'd be like, Autumn, but if shit goes bad, can I please stay at your house again? So when the news came and we were at the apartment and there was that fear, I'm happy to report, just like most fears that we have, our greatest fears didn't happen. Things are going great and we're keeping it moving. Yeah. And Nell and I still go press play on BODi pretty much every day. So
I love that.
We're here for it. And, you know, thriving in our new lease. So
I do love it. And I love everybody that is still here with us and still a part of the journey. And, you know, this is the next chapter and I'm hopeful about it. Like, you know, cautiously optimistic, I guess you could say, of like, great, this is where we're headed. Like, I'm always going to do what I said, which is my passion has and always will be to help people lead healthy, fulfilling lives. So I'm going to do that to the best of my ability, no matter what. I hope that one day there's live events of some kind, whether it's being put on by BODi or whether you and I are getting groups together, because I do, you know, we did a Friends episode. I actually was thinking about this the other day. I have to say this. So yesterday I went down to El Segundo. There's a place called Love Life. From the guy who started Whole Foods. Oh. So it's like a whole wellness center. And I went to go tour it because I might want to sign up down there, because like full on longevity, doctors, functional medicine, gym, cryotherapy, cold plunge, hyperbaric, like you.
Sounds like a bunch of snake oil. All the super trendy wellness stuff. Look, some of those things, it may be fine. Like, I don't know, but all of that has given off so many red flags, especially since Autumn is such a fan of pseudoscience, has created 2 programs she was completely unqualified for that were verified by like these functional medicine doctors. Like, I'm giving it a thumbs down, but I'm not surprised Autumn's into it.
Name it, they have it. And as I was like touring the facility, because it's really big, and it was like, oh, and here's our yoga and Pilates studio, and then here's the Pilates reformers classes, and here's this. And I'm like, I might ask them if I can host a live one-off workout here. Like, do an event. I mean, it wouldn't be for hundreds, you know, we're in LA, and it would be for like whoever would be in the area. But I sometimes the hardest things open up new, beautiful opportunities that you might not have thought about, like without being forced into.
Wow, Autumn. That was so profound. I've never heard a phrase like that before. You know, like here's one I just came up with off the top of my head. When one door closes, another door opens. Wasn't that so profound of me, you guys?
To being more creative or being more resourceful or thinking ahead and planning more. So I'm looking at it from all of those angles. Like, I have some things in the works that are outside of BODi that I'm really excited about. Like, hopefully by the fall, there will be something launching that is a thing outside of BODi. I don't want to say what it is yet, but it's, you know what it is.
I know. I was like,
and I'm like, come on, I just want to get it done. But it's, you know, business, it takes a long time. So yeah, I look forward to whatever the next chapter brings. And I do wish everybody, no matter what people think, I really do wish success and happiness for everybody. I don't want to see anybody struggle. I don't want to see anybody fail. I want people to go out there and love life and live it big and bold and beautiful and happy in whatever way works for them.
Yeah. And I want to say too, because this was a little bit of a weepy podcast.
Sorry.
No, no, it's good. Actually, I was like, yes, this is good. This is good footage. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding, you guys. But on a serious note, this isn't morning BODi. I still wholeheartedly love BODi, and BODi is still very much around. It's just that shift was a really big shift, and it did affect both of us emotionally.
Mhm.
It caused us to look at face a lot of really big fears, to strategize differently, and also remind, like you said, you're going, no matter what, you're going to continue to, I forget your exact words, help people live a healthier life, or
Healthy, fulfilling
a
life.
healthy, fulfilling life. And so that is like leaning into what I can control, because there's some things that are just out of our control. But the things that I can is I'm going to show up for people just like I always have. And I know that you are. And I know that the thing that made me fall in love with fitness and this new lifestyle is still available to me. And that is for me, that's found on BODi right now, the specific programs and all of that. So it's not that there's this sadness about BODi,
but not supplements, right? Because you're selling Make Wellness peptides and trying to get people to enroll in Make Wellness in your downline. But it's weird. It's weird that this is like never mentioned. It's so weird.
but it's the complications and weight that I think we've kind of kept inside in ways that just pulls on some heartstrings.
Yeah. A little cathartic episode for us. Get it out, process some feelings. But yeah. And listen, I think the way that we have now, we actually just switched over. So we actually just switched from Impact over to something called Social Ladder for the affiliate program. And if people have ever thought about it or wanted to do it, or are doing BODi and are like, oh, well, I am telling my friends about it, so why not have a link? It is the easiest thing. Like, I was like, oh, we should have started with this, but you don't know what you don't know until you try.
Yeah.
So BODi didn't know.
Trial and error.
There's tons of companies that use Impact. So they used Impact, and then there was some limitations that were getting frustrating. And so they switched over to this new platform called Social Ladder. We just switched over to it like 2 weeks ago. And it is so easy, and anybody could sign up for it, and you do as much as you want. So like, if you love Energize and you're always drinking Energize and you're talking about it and you want to be able to send somebody,
the fact that anyone can sign up for it shows that it's like not a very good affiliate model. Like that they still like need people like devoted to them in a cult like way. They need people talking about their things to make the sales. And to get an actual affiliate but like to get an affiliate link, you actually have to show that you have some sort of a following on some platform, and they might give you that affiliate link on like a trial basis. And if people click on your link and it's going well, then you get to keep that affiliate link. And then you may be able to like try to get more affiliate links. Like if the product is like consistent with your brand and it makes sense and people purchase through your link, that shows like that people are watching you and engaged with your content and stuff. It's like being an actual influencer. Like, and they also get brand deals and stuff too. So it's not just affiliate, but the fact that like anyone can be an affiliate, we'll take anyone. It's like, no, that's not a real affiliate even. That's just like when you join Fabletics, you can have a link to like tell other people about Fabletics. I guess they get money instead of like Beachbody credit, but it's not even like a real affiliate because they'll take anybody. Whereas like real companies that have affiliates, they won't just take anybody. You know, they want to like prove that you can sell their product. So yeah. You know, this is my question for rich people all the time. Like, why are people just bad with their money? If someone handed me $8 million, like I would immediately retire and I would invest it and live off the interest. Like, I think people get really, really greedy and maybe they didn't invest properly. Like I think about all of those top body huns and I'm like, couldn't you have like lived off of 100K a year and invested the rest of it? And then you'd be all set and this wouldn't be like the rug pulling out from under you. But it's the lifestyle inflation. But a lot of them have like other properties too. Like Lindsay Matway has like a rental property and the Scotty Hobbs has rental properties and stuff. So they have like other other areas of income, but they have to keep exploiting people because it's never enough. I think it's also about the ego thing, like having people look up to them and like being an upline that gets to go on Zoom calls and do trainings and be like, I know the way to success and I'm going to teach it to you. Like we see that with Amy still, even though she's not an MLM. So it's that like personality thing too. So it's more than just money. And it's like, they are also like their head has gotten all twisty as well. We are almost at the end of this. Let's just finish this out. I don't know if there's any more tea.
The link, whether it's on a social media or just in your
Text.
regular life and text or
Mhm.
whatever, like
Do it.
everybody's doing it, right? I'm watching people on Instagram. I'm watching people on TikTok. You know, they link everything. So it's one more way. Nobody's saying it has to be your main source of income or whatever, but if you love doing the programs, if you love the supplements, if you love the nutrition, the cookbooks, whatever it might be, like sign up.
Yeah.
You know, so many people when they started, even when they started as the network, right? Like people would say like, I just signed up because I needed to buy baby formula or diapers were expensive, or I just wanted to help contribute a little bit more to the groceries or whatever the household bill was. Like a lot of people when they first started, they weren't trying to become millionaires. They were
Right.
just trying to make a little extra money.
Yeah.
And all I know is Lord help these times that we're in
In
right
these
now.
streets,
In
who can't
these-
use a little
Who
extra
can't
money?
use a little extra dollar here and there? I know I can.
And also, with all that said, if you don't want to be an affiliate, send your friends and family to the Everything's Perfect podcast Instagram. We have our affiliate link linked, and we'll hook you up.
But you know what, Dee? Let's drop in the show notes. This is not like a shameless plug, but I guess it's a shameless plug. If people want to sign up for an affiliate, let's drop in the show notes the link to do it. Because
Yeah.
sometimes people might just be like, well, I don't know where to go. So we'll drop it in the show notes. Signing up has nothing to do with me or Donald. We don't get paid. Nothing.
Yeah.
It's all about you. Literally, you sign up, do what you want with it.
Yeah.
But we'll
And
put it there.
also for new affiliates, BODi is very good about like they
Oh, a
are
lot
in
of
constant
teaching.
contact and teaching. So you'll be supported if you're interested in it. You should do it.
Yeah. And we're always here if you have questions. You can email us at
Okay. All right. So, wow. So I think the tea was overall lukewarm, but there were some hot moments, and I know she tried not to talk about anyone specifically, and she tried to say she was holier than thou at the end, but I feel like she did talk about some people. I feel like she was subtweeting some people. That's my theory. Yeah, I say a lot and I edit it out. So you're going to see it in my lives because sometimes I take a second to think. I edit all that out, but that last bit at the end is giving desperate. It's really giving desperate. Like, oh, sign up to be an affiliate with Beachbody. It's so great. Sign up to be an affiliate with our podcast. We don't get anything out of it. Well, you get more subscribers. Like that's how you get paid. I just, of course you get something out of it. Like you wouldn't do it if you didn't get something out of it. Also, anyone who's ever been in an MLM never does anything unless they get something out of it. Like everything is for, profit. So that was that. Thank you guys for everyone who reached out to me for letting me know this happened, because I did not go back to the Everything's Perfect podcast. I was like, this is so boring. These two people are so boring, but I am glad we covered this because it definitely provided some behavior to call out. And it was fun hanging with you guys. We definitely had the most live watchers that I've had. I think I've only done 2 lives, but still, it was great to hang out with you guys. Before we go, I'm wondering what you guys kind of want to see from me next. I have a lot of content people have sent me to react to. If there's any like particular life coach or woo-woo manifestation, feminine energy person like guru on TikTok or Instagram that I should react to, or other MLM people I haven't reacted to yet. Tuesday's video is a Monate Hun. So that'll be my first non-body person, I think. Oh, I've covered Manifestation Babe and like another manifestation person, but I haven't covered an MLM person who was not like in Beachbody at some point. So this will be my first time covering a top hun in another MLM, and she really gave me a lot of stuff to react to. So she got my eye twitching, like I had my eye twitch. So it was great. The lady from Monat that started like fermented hair care. Oh wait, sorry, I'm trying to like. Monat is such a hot mess. Oh my gosh, like Firmaglow. She was like the original Monat person. What's her name? Terry. I forget her name, but there's so many people that I've learned about. Oh, it's Donald's podcast too. That's all she said. Christina is the one who is the most snarky in her Instagram stories. So I like whenever she spills tea, I want to know about it. So just feel free to slide into my DMs and be like, Christina's going off on her IG stories, and I will immediately go screen record them. So you guys, this has been so much fun. Thank you for hopping on. This has been the most people, even though I did not give advance notice. I am going to plan ahead next time. I'm going to schedule it. I'm going to have my little thumbnail, and it's going to say like starting at 4 p.m. or whatever time I decide to start. But tonight I am going to Tony. That was her name. Tony. I am going to work the concession stands and see some of my friends in Rent, which will be really fun because I love that musical and I've never actually seen it live. And it's the same company that I did a show with in the spring. So I'm working concessions and then I get to go see the show. So that's what I'm up to tonight. What are you guys up to? If you are on the replay, let me know what you thought. Give me your takes on Autumn and Donald and any subtext that I might have missed. And as always, kiss your pets on their soft little heads for me. And I'll see you in the next one. All right. Bye, everybody.